Hi, YouTube. It turned out that I did this whole talk on tea, and then apparently, literally, the computer decided to shut down and do a bunch of updates, and did not keep the recording. And I had done the entire recording, and I didn't realize that had messed up. So apologies. I would have sent a video out this weekend. Unfortunately, I was a little behind schedule, and so now, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well, and I guess I'll talk about tea now because it's super boring. I had my I'm gonna do a jump cut to a joke, and it's gonna make no sense because I don't have on my poncho right now, as I was out and about. But hey, that's just the way it goes. But let me tell you about the all the teas that I enjoy. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about teas, shall we? To begin with, I'll talk about some of my normally day-to-day teas. Now, what I've been doing is I get these in bulk. Usually I get these during holiday time as gifts, but so Bentley's, I love Bentley's type of style of tea, and this one particular, as I've seen, and the great part about this is when you're done using them, you have a tea bin that you can do stuff with, and it makes wonderful noise and music. And you could actually go so far as to make it like a banjo or something. And for those of you who are not familiar with what a banjo is, it's like a ghetto guitar. There we go. It's like a ghetto guitar. And this is a traditional banjo. We have a festival that's actually happening this week that you can pick these up, and basically you just, might do a bit of tuning. Anyway, so basically what they did is they took a pie tin and they just made a if you can see it, okay, it's made into like a musical instrument, which is fun, and you can do like different sizes and stuff like that. This is so bad attitude. Anyway, it's unfortunate. I guess I should tune those before I actually show that. Oh well. So yeah, there's a lot of uses you can make for these things and do all sorts of neat craft stuff with it, or just use them as gifts. But this particular group in itself, it had raspberry, English breakfast, peach, Earl Grey, orange spice, and green, just standard green tea. So these are wonderful, singly wrapped, and then that was a new traditional one, and then we got the green tea, the green. Excuse me, my tongue is, I don't know, that's my tongue is doing today. So this is the Bentley's Royal Green Tea Collection. If I can turn it the right way, that would. Stop playing with your nose! Stop playing with your nose! Okay. Sorry, I'm gotten some drainage because of the fallness of it all. So this is basically green tea collection, which this is the second year I've had it. This is great. You have Oriental Treasure, Blueberry, Pomegranate, Mango, Raspberry, and Minty Mint, which is one of my favorites. So those are lovely, and interestingly, since I've been getting involved in the hang on a second. Yeah, go get the next props. So yeah, the next ones I want to show you are a little bit different. When my uncle and my aunt came to visit, they left behind this one that they apparently get from England, which is the Yorkshire tea, which is a nice dark robust tea, kind of like an alternative to coffee. I'm not taking away from coffee because coffee's really awesome, and we'll talk about that when I'm near the end. But yeah, there's that, and then since recently I've been having a lot of trouble with recovery periods. You have a lot of sore throat action going on, and this is one. It's called Traditional Medicinals. It is a lemon, and I'm not going to try to say the last word because I will probably fail on that. But it's kind of an herbal tea, and it helps coat the throat, and it's very lovely, and it's very nice. I enjoy it. It's a very nice tea that was given to me recently. People will often bring teas when they have gone on journeys, like for example this one that we got from Hawaii. It is a jasmine tea, a Chinese jasmine tea. It is so good. It smells really awesome. Wait, let me see if I can. So you take off the top there, and I still got a pretty good smell going on. But you can actually, if you go in here, let me see if I can grab one of those. They actually have jasmine petals in this thing, if I can get to it. And that is what makes a tea really. I mean, it's a really good tea. This one is. But like I said, we'd have to go back to Hawaii to get more, or just see if they have it and we can buy it or something. But yeah, so this is like a little jasmine blossom, so it's very nice smelling. But yeah, I was inspired by some YouTubers that were doing a lot of Lush stuff products. Now this is, of course, has nothing to do with Lush, but it does do with aromas and smells, and I've always found tea to be very aromatic, especially the Earl Grey with bergamot is very good. But these also have some very pleasant smells as well. We're not totally out of the thought processes. You can go to the local tea stores. Basically, they'll dry the tea, and they'll make combinations, infuse it with stuff, and make it real nice. This, as I had to replace this. This came in a little bag initially, but this is for the joke. This is the Samurai Chai Mate, which don't judge me. Basically, you put a little cream in there, you put a little, milk or what have you, and then this tastes really, really good with it, and it kind of has a nice chai taste going on there. I also have the Ceylon Black Peach Tea. You can go to a lot of health food stores and stuff and pick up stuff like this, but this has a really good speech smell. So, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Usually, I will use, whenever you're having freestanding tea, if they're not in the bag, obviously you have to get like a tea egg or some sort of clamping device that you'll put in there. And I had them earlier. I'm not going to go pull them out right now because I'd have to go in the other room and stop the tape, and I don't feel like doing that. But those are always really nice little things, and you add in there and you put it in there, and it's kind of like a Keurig cup of sorts back in the old school. So then they look like medieval torture devices, but they're usually pretty good in holding the tea in so they don't escape. And for those of you who are not familiar, there are several different types of tea. You have your herbal type teas, which are based on flowers and different stuff like that. And then you have your green teas, which are before they have dried them all out, and they've dried them, but they haven't kind of roasted them or anything. And then you have your black teas, which are more dried out. And then the Lipton came out with this white tea thing where it's really, really young buds, but generally it's green and it's black as the general consensus. I don't have any of it, but I've always enjoyed oolong as a form of tea that's really quite nice. And if you have teas that are your favorite and you're interested in talking about it, just leave me a comment. If you have suggestions on teas I can try, I'd love to learn more. Because generally speaking, I normally will do stuff when it's late in the evening. I'll switch off and go to hot chocolate. The one I normally go for are Swiss Miss hot chocolates. I just enjoy the brand's cheap in America, and we pretty much can get that now. Alternatives to coffee also include a thing. See, out here in the mountains of landlocked areas here in the United States, traditionally, when we were living up here away from civilization, getting stuff like coffee was rare. So you would have something called chicory, which is basically a coffee substitute. And as I was in New Orleans recently, I was in New Orleans down in Louisiana. I picked up a can of their the Cafe du Mons chicory slash coffee. So basically, they kind of mixed it in together and formed a blend. And it's not a bad blend, and I kind of figured out their secret and how to make it the sweetness that they have at this place. It's it's pretty simple, but I'm not going to go into it right at the moment. But it's really just about sweeteners. And that's of course additional thing. And then some people like to put creamer in their teas and their coffees. It just depends on your style. That's most of the chai is kind of a routine. Now the Thai restaurant that I go to will come up with this thing called Thai tea. It's kind of a dessert, and basically it's half and half with a very syrupy reddish kind of tea that they have, and they kind of combine that, and that makes a really nice treat for those of you who are interested. So again, you have your hot tea, you have your cold teas. Nothing I'm talking about here has anything to do with stuff like Starbucks or any of those other coffee houses, but there are some very good traditional stuff that you can really get into, and I just find it very soothing there throughout the day. To take some tea. I know that sounds for some folks in different countries that'd be like, well, yeah, obviously, but for the fast-paced, run-of-the-mill Americans who love to guzzle their Coke and their soft drinks and basically not do anything, we're getting a little bit getting a little more civilized over here, but we still jam down a cheeseburger and a Coke. So it's whatever people's tastes and likes are. And, if you have any suggestions, again, like I send them over to those. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you, I guess, later. Hopefully this thing will load up this time. Bye.